You get off Route 66 to enjoy all the magic that is Williams, Arizona, but you need a place to stay. Well, the Ellsworth Hotel is one of our favorites. It's a locally owned boutique hotel that really captures the spirit of Williams. The Ellsworth Hotel gets its name from a very famous photographer that I had actually never heard of, but he and his brother had all kinds of adventures in northern Arizona, and you can see his work all around the lobby. So tell us about him for those who hadn't heard of him.
So the namesake of our hotel is Ellsworth Kolb. He was just a photographer. He was an adventurer pilot. He explored the Grand Canyon with his brother and took incredible pictures of the national park. We have some of his photos displayed here in our lobby that we acquired from the NAU archives, so we're really proud to highlight a historic, important figure to our community.
The photographs are so beautiful, but as the mother of two teenage boys, I do not think I would want my sons doing some of these things. This is very intense adventure,
yes.
Right? There's dangling, there's hanging. What were they up to?
They were trying to take the best pictures of the Grand Canyon National Park that they could, so they went through great lengths to make sure that they acquired incredible pictures that we still look at today of the national park to highlight.
It's funny, because in a way, they were like the earliest influencers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. The Ellsworth and Emery were incredible adventurers. Nowadays, it's commonplace for people to strap a GoPro to themselves and go on an adventure.
Yeah.
Ellsworth and Emery were doing that in the early 1900s.
They
with
invented that.
70-pound camera. So
crazy,
yeah.
Right? And so you kind of get in that spirit when you're looking through at the black and white photographs, which are archived at NAU.
Correct. Yes. We acquired a commercial license to display the photos in our lobby, and we're really proud of the selection that we made and the education that it provides to our travelers that might not know who Ellsworth or Emery Kolb were.
Well, I'm really glad that I now know, because I love photography and I love these photos, except I do get a little nervous. But they were safe. They were safe. They were fine, right?
Yep.
Nobody was harmed.
They made it to old age, so they did something right.
Exactly. But I love that you chose Ellsworth as a manifestation of the spirit of adventure, because a lot of people come to Williams because they want to experience outdoor adventure, and that's what your hotel reflects. So I'm curious, what are some of the most popular things to do right around your hotel?
There's a lot of great things to do in Williams, Arizona, a lot of outdoor adventures. We have incredible lakes. We have Bearzona, the coaster park that just opened last year. We have the Grand Canyon Railway, which is an incredible way to see the Grand Canyon. Definitely recommend taking that adventure.
Well, let me ask you about that, because that is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country, if not the most popular. And to get there by train is just so much fun. There's a train station here in Williams that goes right to the South Rim, right? And if I'm not mistaken, can I see the train station from your lobby window?
Correct. Yep, the train station's just right outside, about a block away from our hotel.
Too far. I'm not walking. You have to drive me there. It's not convenient enough. So you're trying to capture the spirit of adventure, as we talked about, and of course, the Grand Canyon's close. If you wanted to drive there, how far are we?
The Grand Canyon's about 50 minutes away. Okay.
You're close to Flagstaff?
Correct. Yes. About 35 minutes to Flagstaff. About an hour and a half to Sedona. Prescott's nearby too, so there's all these incredible communities in northern Arizona that travelers can explore.
And let's just say you just want to see the woods and smell the fresh air and enjoy the cooler air. You don't want to get on a train or drive. There is so much to do within a mile of here. You can walk to a national park.
Correct. Yep. We're surrounded by the Kaibab National Forest, so there's pine trees all around. If you want to get your outdoor adventure, there's kayaking at the lakes, fishing, and all of the other outdoor adventures that people might want to experience.
And after a day of breathing in the pines, you could return to the lobby here and drink in some of the flavor of the natural beers?
Yes.
that are made right here?
Yes, we have Historic Brewing on tap, which is just about 2 blocks down on Route 66. We also have Mother Road Tower Station, which is a really popular beer from Flagstaff, Arizona, so people can come from out of town and taste those local beers.
And of course, being on Route 66, there's so much Americana, there's a feeling of vintage history, but you've just renovated the hotel here about a month ago, so the rooms are new, the lobby's new, and there's all the amenities that you would find.
Correct. Our hotel does pay tribute to a historic figure, but we provide all of the amenities that a modern traveler might need. USB connectivity in all of the rooms, high-tech televisions, Keurig coffee machines, so we're very in tune with the modern traveler when you stay at our hotel. Any kind of technology that a guest might
And
need.
if you didn't get enough exercise hiking, you have a fitness room.
Correct, yes. If you didn't get your adventure, your steps outside, we do have a fitness center.
Before I let you go, if you want to book, what's the best way?
The best way to book is to book online on our website.